I'm Brian. I'm an SA over at Prophetstor, and I'm going to be talking about Federator.ai, which is an AIOps solution for OpenShift and multi-cloud environments. Just to get you guys a little bit of background on the multi-cloud market, it's growing really quickly, right? More and more businesses are shifting their IT infrastructure to the cloud, and it's projected to go from 20% to 40% by the end of 2019. And it's already over $1 trillion US. So there's a lot of opportunity in the sector and everyone's trying to get a piece, right? So with multi-cloud environments, there's a lot of difficulties with cloud management, both day one and day two. For day one, there's hundreds of cloud service providers out there to choose from, each with their own price structures and instance types. And if you're a new user that's not readily knowledgeable about these cloud providers, you'll have to do a lot of research on your own. And so just for day one, you're at a roadblock, right? And then for day two, even after you deploy your application into the cloud, you'll have to regularly monitor and manage the resource usage based on just to safeguard against inefficiently utilizing your cloud instances. If you over provision, you waste a lot of money. If you under provision, you have a lot of application issues, right? So that's where we come in, Federator.ai. We're an AIOps solution that simplifies the cost optimization process for both day one and day two operations of multi-cloud environments. So for day one, you just give us the application and optimization policy, and we'll recommend which cloud service provider and instance type to choose. So we do all the legwork for you. You just have to tell us what you want to deploy. And then for day two, that's where our machine learning AI actually comes in. We learn the resource usage of each pod in your OpenShift cluster, and we provide usage predictions that can be applied to the native autoscalers and scheduler in Kubernetes for much more enhanced resource utilization than the current algorithmic method. Right. So here's some more details about our day one deployment. The user will notify us of which application he wants to deploy, approximately how many requests per day, and which policy, whether it's minimizing costs, maximizing performance, maintaining SLA. And we'll recommend which cloud provider and instance type is the most suitable. And if the user wants to just manually deploy into a cloud of his choosing, we just give directly the amount of resources he'll need, just straight up. And then for day two, this is where our machine learning AI comes in. We learn the future usage of each pod. So if you guys look at this graph here, there's a blue solid line, which is the observed CPU usage, and then there's a white dotted line, which is the predicted CPU usage, and you can see we're about 10 minutes ahead, and the lines are really intertwined, just showing how accurate our prediction engine is at this point. And with these accurate predictions, we can set the CPU request and CPU limit, the green and yellow line respectively, to just the right amount to fit the workload. And you can see how this intelligent scaling can save your resource utilization. And actually, according to our test reports, we improved the utilization by 60%. Okay. And this was a study done by TSL Logic in 2017. This is kind of the use case we're going after immediately. About 84% of on-premise IT environments were over-provisioned. And if they moved directly to the cloud with a direct matching of their resources, they would actually pay more than they currently were paying on-premise. But if they fitted their clouds just right, which we're aiming to do, they could save 36% in terms of monetary value and 60% in terms of resources, right? And let me just go over to, it's not really a demo. This is just the side-by-side comparison of the native Kubernetes horizontal pod autoscaler and a horizontal autoscaler using our Federator.ai. We found benefits in these three main categories. We can serve the same workload using 19% less replicas. We can reduce the amount of CPU over limit instances by 61%, and we can reduce the out-of-memory instances by almost 90%. And we have graphs that show all this data, but then the big one here is actually the out-of-memory instances. Basically, every time an application hits an out-of-memory, it stalls out and crashes. So you want to avoid these at all costs, and we definitely, you can see we're the green line. We only have 2 instances here, whereas the rest is just a native Kubernetes HPA. We can reduce these by almost 90%, right? And then just note that this is just the horizontal comparison, but our Federator AI can be applied to the vertical pod autoscaler, the cluster autoscaler, and the native Kubernetes scheduler. So all these different facets of your OpenShift cluster can be optimized using machine learning with our solution. And what's really cool is once we have those usage predictions, we can feed it back into our day one tool. And now you have a new recommendation of which cloud provider and instance type to choose. So now your full stack from your resource usage all the way up to your cloud provider is fully optimized using Federator AI. And I'm just going to go over to Operator Hub IO over here just to show you how simple it is to deploy us. We're already listed on Operator Hub.io. You just click us, and all of our details and instructions and how to configure the custom resource is over here, how to install it. And yeah, we have all the links on the sidebar. And that's it. Thank you.